Hi educators, in this video we're going to take a look at floorplanner.com. It can be an awesome site for getting students interested in architecture or making and designing within a room. You might tie it to math with looking at dimensions or area and perimeter, or even literacy with maybe designing something that goes along with maybe a particular character or setting that you have recently studied. So one thing I do want to show you about Floorplanner before we get started, because I think it's really important to understand the capabilities of a free program, is there is a free version. And if we click over to the pricing and look at the individual pricing, we can see under the basic what options you get with that free version. However, I want to scroll down because there's a really important feature for schools. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, they are in love with working with schools, and they will actually give you a free educator account that you can use with a group of students in your school. And this is what I had acquired when I was utilizing this with students in my own classroom. Now, to get started, because at the moment I'm not interested in getting the school account, I just want to get oriented with Floorplanner and see the possibilities and think about using this for students. I'm going to select the orange sign up for free button. Yes, you can have an account created before you reach out to them about linking to an educator account. So we're going to go ahead and just sign in through Google. It tends to be the easiest way to get in. I've already created some different creations within my account. I guess you could say I was building what an ideal maker space might look like. And so I'm going to click into that Floorplanner project so that you can take a look at what it looks like and see some of those possibilities. So I'm going to select open. And you'll see right here, I am in the 2D mode and I'm looking at the color version of the 2D mode. I can look at the black and white, or I can look at the full color version, which makes it a little bit harder to read. I have the ability to add captions or comments along my different areas within my room, and then I can even switch to viewing this room in 3D, where I can change my camera angles. Obviously, you can see I'm having a little bit of an issue getting inside of my room, playing around with what it is I would like to see. I might need to switch camera angles so that I can zoom in a little better. There we go. Zooming in, taking a look at my room from different angles this way. So you have the ability to see that 3D, although if you have walls on all four sides of your classroom, it can make it a little bit of a challenge to get into. So I'm going to switch it back to 2D, which is where I do the overall design. And I have the ability to draw room. I can be very specific in my dimensions. I can create walls, place doors. I love all the furniture that's accessible that you can bring in, and you can search through your furniture. You can paint with pretty much any color that you would ever want to imagine. There's also different materials that you can lay on the floor at any point or in different areas of that room, depending on what you're designing. And there's a lot of opportunities to start. So if we head back to the main page of Floorplanner, we're going to click back on that Floorplanner icon. And I don't want to save. I don't want to make any changes at this point. I'm going to select to create a project, and I'm going to name my project. I don't have to fill in all of these fields, but I certainly can if I am trying to be a little bit more descriptive in my design. And then I have the opportunity to either start with an empty plan, use the room wizard, or upload an image. And I happen to like starting with the empty plan. I found it a little bit easier for myself to navigate, but maybe you're finding that starting with a room shape might help you get started. So we're going to click next, and then you can play around with the sizing. of your room. It will help you. And then we're going to click next. You can decide what type of room this might be. Is this a hallway, home office? And then I have the ability to pre-style some of my room. And once I pre-style my room, I can click start. So here's my starting. I can click 3D to see what that looks like in a 3D environment. You'll notice it's already added some art to the wall. I have a desk in here already. I can click back into my 2D in order to add any elements or place structural things within my room. And once I'm done, I'm going to save my creation. I've saved my creation. I'm going to click on the floor planner icon to head back to that main page. Now I have the opportunity to be able to share my creations with other users. To begin sharing with other users, you will notice if you click on your creation and select share, this gives you a link to collaborate, but I don't want to collaborate with any individuals on this creation. So instead, I'm going to open my creation a second time. And this time I'm going to choose in the upper right-hand corner the ability to export my design. I can choose to export it in 2D or 3D, and they give me lots of different options on how I might want to export this and where I'm going to send it. So students could put in a teacher's email in order to export it, or they can export it to their own email if they have access to email. Once you're finished with the creation, students can come back to their main page and design further. There used to be limits on the number of creations you could create within a free account, so that's something just to keep in mind as students are doing more creations. I had suggested to my students at the time, which were limited to only one creation, to create one thing and then download all those views and use it to create another structure at a later time. However, with that education version, students are going to have much more capabilities within their accounts.